Hello and welcome. This is a quick video on a more simple way to do wave 28, which will be shown later in the video, and on how to practice the fight kiln without having to waste supplies on brews. So if you're unsure about how to execute a certain wave, this will be very beneficial, especially for waves with Jads or Harken. Harken is mostly about timing, so this is a good way to practice. So first off, I have two things here on the screen. I have text on a text document and a picture of text. The text in the text document shows after what wave do you get what crystals. Do not take the strength crystals unless you're flinching. The first range crystal is optional since it can be used for wave 12 to 14. But ignore any range crystals after that. If you find that you want to pick up a crystal but have no room for it, use a restoration crystal when you want. I usually use my invulnerability crystal since I only need one for wave 35 and will get my last invulnerability crystal on wave 25. Do you note that invulnerability crystals does not work for dills anymore? And I use restoration crystals whenever I'm low on prayer or HP. Also below the text is a quick list of where to stand for the waves. I was supposed to do this a long time ago, but I guess here it is. It's not too detailed, it's just a quick one I wrote up because there are people who are unable to load RS and have YouTube open, and the picture is just a chart on what waves has what monsters. It doesn't tell you where the spawns are, but for where to stand just refer to the text one. In red are the waves you want to be extra careful on. Don't forget that Jads are on wave 10, 20, 30, and 34 to 36. So all this stuff earlier in the video was for people who are unable to do the kiln and watch a video at the same time. Now for the practicing part. So to practice, get to whatever wave you want to practice, log out, go to the beta server, and import save. Now I know there are some opinions on the beta, so I'll quickly address them. There are a lot of people who dislike the beta, but using the beta does not mean you support the beta. You're just using the beta to save yourself some money and time by practicing the waves in the kiln. You save from having to pay for more supplies and you save time. For example, if you're practicing Jad in the live game and died, you would have to do wave 1 to 9 again. But if you import it to the beta, you just have to log out, import save, and boom, you're right at Jad again. So I want to note that the monsters in the beta are massively underpowered, so you don't need to use any abilities to fight the monsters. Jads will max around maybe 200, so you won't get hit too bad if you mess up. And even if you mess up, you just gotta import save again. Polypore does not have a normal magic attack to it, so I'll talk more about this later. Anything you wear will be put into your inventory. If you have no space in your inventory, it'll be sent to your bank. So clear up any inventory space you can, and wear your bad armor so you have your good armor in your inventory. So now that I've covered that, there are some specific waves that are very useful to try out in the beta first before trying them out in the live game. Wave 28, Wave 35, Wave 37, and any Jad waves. 28, you must learn the dills while being able to range the 400 mage. Most people have trouble learning for this wave because the dills hit awful hard, so by importing here, you can practice learning the dills till you get it right. Then when you get it right, you can do it in the live game. Do you note that the dills in the beta hit 1200s, but at least you're dying in the beta and not in the live game? Also, invulnerability crystals does not protect you from the stomp from the dills, so do remember that. To do this lure, stand north of the eastern obstacle. When the waves start, pray mage. The northeast dill will walk up to you. Once it's about 2 to 4 steps from you, run to the west side of the northern obstacle. You want to make sure that there is one space between you and the obstacle. This is to prevent the northwest dill from hitting you. Once the northeast dill is directly south of you, walk one step east and start ranging the 400 mage. From here, it's about the same as my 60 to 99 defense guide. Flinch the dills from here 2 by 2. For more information, refer to the guide, link in the description after this blob of text from earlier in the video. For wave 35, there are multiple methods to this, but my safest technique requires specific steps, which can be kind of confusing to do, but you can practice the opening to this in the beta. If you die or mess up, just import save again and try again. This is good practice because this is the safest method for doing wave 35. By taking only what the monsters hit through your prayer, that's the only damage you will take. Any other method will have you take a second monster at the same time. This is most useful for peers since peers have a harder time to tank since they have one defense. So yeah, this is a good way to practice wave 35. If you want to know how to do wave 35, there's a link in the description. Then for the final wave, this is very important wave because this is all about timing. The heads will show up on a fixed time and repeat. A lot of people mess up because they don't time it properly. Examples are like if they have a countdown timer, this is fine at the start, but if you forget to reset the countdown timer, it kind of falls apart. By doing this in the beta, this allows you to practice the timing of the head. The head timing is the same in the beta as in the live game, but you should note a few things that are going to be different in the beta. In the beta, the polypore does not have a magical attack, but you're not here to practice killing the head, just timing the head spawns so that you can do it in the live game. When the head shows up, you could choose to attack it if you want, but it's not required because they're just here to time the head spawns. Now for tanking the hits, it's a bit different. In the live game, there are two ways to tank: ranged defense tank or mage defense tank. In Ganodermic, you tank decent on the live game, but in the beta, it's not really that good. But in ranged defense gear, it's really good in the beta. So if you're going to practice the timing, just wear some ranged defense gear. But again, if you use a lot of brutes, don't worry about it. You're just here to practice the timing of the heads. So again, the purpose of this video was a much more simpler method for Wave 28, was to get people to stop dying in the live game in the fight kiln and stop wasting money on supplies when they could just go first practice in the beta where they waste no money on supplies. Again, using the beta does not mean you support the beta. Other waves to practice would be any Jad waves, Wave 28, Wave 35, Wave 37, which is Harken. Remember, for Harken, we were just there to time the heads, not kill the head. People tend to panic when they can't find the head and they tend to die. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.